You're watching the Notre Dame Recruiting Update with Mike Singer. Trey Kennedy here with you as well each and every Friday. We join you to talk some Notre Dame football recruiting. Always such a blast. And we thank you all for being with us each and every week for the Notre Dame Recruiting Update. Mike, I want to know how you're doing as we get into the episode today. I want to get your thoughts on what was a crazy summer as a whole in the world of recruiting, especially for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. I want to know about what your plans are for this month of August and, what we can expect here.
How many questions are you asking me, Trey? I feel like that's 4 different questions.
Do 20 questions if we can here started. But before we get to those, got to ask that everybody would please just hit the like button. It's so easy. It's so simple. It helps our show. It helps our channel grow. Hit that like button. Subscribe. It is free. It is free forever for the rest of time until YouTube tells us.
I hope YouTube doesn't make it charge you.
Can't guarantee.
I know there's memberships, but yeah, subscription. I hope it is free.
It's up to us. Well, it's up to Mike. It's going to be free. So please take advantage of that. Subscribe. And when you subscribe, it's this crazy chain of events that happens here. You can then get in the comments. The comment section is opened up to you to let us know your thoughts on Notre Dame football, on Notre Dame recruiting. If you feel like you want to give out a super chat, like our guy Andrew, you are welcome to do so as well. That really helps us out a lot. So thank you so much, Andrew, for the early super chat here. And thank you for the kind words there as well. And I want to know where you guys are watching from as we get it started. So I'm not just asking you a lot of questions, Mike. I'm asking a lot out of our viewer as well, but it's for good reason because I think we have the best viewers, the best fans in all of college football. So how you doing, Mike? And your thoughts on July and whatever skewer.
Dude, my wife just brought me some bacon. Dude, why is bacon just the best? Just the absolute best. Sorry for any vegans watching or listening.
You gotta check your diabetes already here. So
all right. So how many questions did you have? How was the summer for Notre Dame? I mean, what, like 6 new commitments, if not more, 6, 7, something like that. Kingston Viliamuasa, Tay Johnson. Do some big time commitments. Justin Scott's Ohio State, Isaiah Kanan flips to Georgia Tech, but you also get Logan Saldate, who Notre Dame absolutely loves. So I think it was a successful summer for Notre Dame. Class is almost done. 22 commits. At this point, they filled every single spot in terms of we want 3 offensive linemen. They got 3. 4 defensive linemen. They got 4. Like, they hit their mark at all these numbers. Now we're taking players too good not to take, your Kirby Lamberts, your maybe flip Justin Scott, Caleb Beasley. So that's kind of in the mode where Notre Dame's at now and hold on to their guys. So, I mean, yeah, Landon Kingston's huge. You get a good head start on 2025. Really, what were your other questions, Trey? I know you had like 3 or 4 more.
I've forgotten them as well, Mike. I'm not going to lie. One more, as I see another delicious bite of bacon. What's your favorite bacon product? Bacon style product. I know there's a lot of them out there now.
Just this.
Straight up. I like it. It has been a good summer, Mike. I mean, somebody made a comment a minute ago. This summer has brought us exciting players. It's going to be exciting to watch what this class is able to do. It's been a hot summer, but honestly, Mike, I really haven't noticed because of a new line of clothing that I've been able to, don throughout this really hot summer. If you want to stay a little bit cooler, if maybe you're looking for something stylish that is also comfortable, how about you go check out Bird Dogs? Guys, these shorts are reinventing that word, I think, entirely. They have a netted mesh on the inside. So if you're not the biggest fan of underwear, well, Bird Dogs are for you because not only do they have the mesh inside there, but they're going to allow you with their outer layer as well to wear these if you're trying to get athletic, if maybe you want something comfortable at the office, if you're going golfing, shopping, going to run your usual errands. We'll put on some Bird Dogs for it. We got all kinds of different styles here. Really cool names on the website there as well. Colors, different designs, lengths. We got joggers, we got pants, we have shorts. You can use these swimming. Guys, Bird Dogs kind of gives it all here with their selection of products. We got to ship some. We got to try them out. just an unbelievable line of clothing here, Mike. I know they have the polos rocking now as well. They got these really cool Yeti style tumblers that we were sent, but they have a new promotion going on here as well. If you go to birddogs.com/BGI, or you just go to birddogs.com and use the promo code BGI, they're going to send you a free hat. You're going to get free clothes just for checking out Bird Dogs. So please, guys, go over there, use our promo code BGI. Check out some of these fun, cool names to go along with the cool clothing as well. But Bird Dogs been one of our best partners, I think, in the history of this show. And,
it's a favorite sponsor for me for sure. We got two great ones today.
I know
Honestly,
you're
I love
wearing
all
yours,
of them. What's that?
I know you're wearing yours right now too, Mike.
I hate you.
Me too. And we want you
I
guys.
told you I'm not wearing them right now. I'm not wearing any pants right
I thought you told me you were wearing two pairs right now. Okay. Go check them out. Birddogs.com. Birddogs.com/BGI. Use the promo code BGI. This is great stuff. Stuff.
Yeah.
Got some more partners to talk about. We got a chance to catch up with one of our partners this morning, Andy Ledecky. It's been great getting to know our wonderful partners there. Shout out to Bird Dog. Shout out to you guys for being here. Already some great comments. We're going to try to get to some questions at the end of it if we can. We got Kevin from London, Ontario, Canada here. Or excuse me, Sharky from London, Ontario, Canada here. Oh, it's also Kevin. Guys, let us know where you're watching from. Let's get into the show, Mike. Let's talk about what has gone on this week. Just yesterday, it was Deuce Knight with the visit to Notre Dame. What do you know about this visit? How did it go?
Yeah, so got to talk to him before he flew out and to head back to Mississippi and have that story posted at blueandgold.com titled Deuce Knight Update, what the elite 2025 QB said about his Notre Dame visit decision timeline. So, of course, for the full update, please do head over to the website, check that out. The current offer, Trey, is $1 for a month. You can't even go to Taco Bell right now. I would know. I'm a big Taco Bell guy. I don't even know if you can get you can't get a dollar burrito anymore at Taco Bell. Not taco, nothing. But you can get a month of recruiting access at blueandgold.com. So I mean, come on. All the fall camp coverage. So in terms of the visit went really well from what he told me. He loved it. I mean, between offensive coordinator Jared Parker, head coach Marcus Freeman, director of recruiting Chad Bowden, quarterbacks coach Gino Caduli. He's got a really good relationship with those guys. He said he loves hanging out with them. He says Chad Bowden's the most energetic, funny guy. He said Gino Caduli and he and him are very similar in just their demeanor. Really likes Jared Parker's energy, and he said Freeman's the coolest guy he knows. And his mom also loved the Notre Dame visit as well. He said a little sneak peek of the article. He said Notre Dame is probably his mom's favorite school right now. So Notre Dame does always play well with parents. So that's a nice note. And for folks watching on YouTube here, we do have this available on podcast as well, but I always recommend people go to YouTube so you can see the visuals. But I mean, and this is a great visual, Trey. Deuce Knight with the Heisman Trophy, just overlooking, or with the backdrop, I should say, of Notre Dame Stadium. So pretty great picture here. So yeah, that's the update with Deuce Knight. Visit went really well. Also heads to Ole Miss today on Friday. It's not ideal to, Notre Dame one day and literally then you can't even have a ton of time to process it before you go to another school, but still visit went great. Notre Dame's up there with anybody in this recruitment. 6'4" and a half, 180 pounds. Trey, we have a comment from Andrew that I'm going to get to as we wrap up talking about Deuce Knight. But yeah, in terms of the visit, seemed like Notre Dame knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, this is a young man that is from Mississippi, so he will be kind of checking out the hometown school today. But a really good question, like you highlighted there. What goes on at a visit like this? Are they watching him throw? Are they having him work out at all? Or is it just kind of hanging out, touring the school, getting to know, some of the coaching staff?
Yeah, they definitely don't throw. I mean, no, you're throwing him at a camp. Like if he were to come in from one of those camps in June, then that would be it. But that's definitely not taking place. Like, yeah, your elite top of the board targets like that usually don't camp. Um, but we've seen it before. But yeah, not at the end of July. No throwing. It's definitely hanging out. You go to practice, get a tour. Yeah, sit down meetings with the coaches. I mean, let your imagination run wild. What would you want to go do at Notre Dame if you were, being recruited to attend football or
Don't tempt me.
play football there and attend school? Like, go see everything. Go talk to everyone. Like that's pretty much what takes place on a visit. He was there early Thursday morning, and I think he left around like 5 or so, something like that. So yeah, it was a good visit.
Yeah, I think it's just a good opportunity to get a feel for what it's going to be like. Doesn't always have to be Louisville style. Joe Bro with a comment here as well. So you don't think that he's using Notre Dame for offers?
What
at all?
was that comment? Louisville style. Joe Bro, no. And dude, if I did, what am I gonna say on here? Like, oh, well, question of 17-year-olds what they're doing for, and like,
Do you
no, you
think
can.
Notre Dame is that kind of brand though that gives these kids leverage with other schools? Think anybody's in the
Trey, you're
recruiting?
asking the wrong guy, dude. I don't really care about that stuff, man. Like, yeah. If you want someone to get into the weeds of that, this is not the show for you. We're talking recruiting. We're talking where things are trending. I'm not getting into the NIL offers and the highest bidder. Nah, that's just not me, Trey.
No. It's interesting though, and it is changing a lot. And I think
It is, but
let's
dude,
do-
we can't be a gossip program about NIL with 17-year-old kids. 16-year-old Deuce Knight's going in his junior year of high school, and we're going to talk
Sure.
using Notre Dame for offers. No. I will not do this line of work if that's what I have to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, thankfully, you do not have to do that yet,
Yeah,
Frank. And
yeah.
Deuce Knight with a visit to Notre Dame because he's interested in the school. Going to be checking out Mississippi today, but high end prospect here that was on campus yesterday. What are Irish sources saying about this visit though? And overall, as we kind of wrap it up here on Deuce Knight, what's the feeling right now? If you had to
Yeah.
say,
Yeah, in terms of what our sources are saying, it's there's definitely a lot of optimism and positivity. Talked to two different people close to, or I should say, with knowledge of the visit. Notre Dame definitely feels like it's got itself, like I said earlier, it's up there with any other program right now. You're looking at 4 schools: Notre Dame, Tennessee, um, Ole Miss, in Alabama a little bit. I just don't get the sense that Alabama's like pushing super hard for Deuce Knight right now. But I think we talked about this before with quarterback dominoes. Like, I think Alabama's top guy is Bryce Underwood from Michigan. I think Tennessee's top guy is George McIntyre. So it's like those kind of dominoes. Like if Alabama, Tennessee get those 2 guys, and I think Alabama's secondary guy is George McIntyre. So it's like if Alabama and Tennessee land players not named Deuce Knight, does that kind of like, does Deuce Knight fall into Notre Dame's lap a little bit? And then it's like Notre Dame, Ole Miss. So like those are speculation, but those are interesting things to track. But yeah, again, going back to the Notre Dame sources, very, very positive, very optimistic. Notre Dame feels like it took a step forward to getting his commitment. And then in terms of where the recruitment stands, I do think Ole Miss is kind of the RPM has Ole Miss as the leader. I think it's pretty tight between Ole Miss, Tennessee, and Notre Dame right now. I think Ole Miss is trending a little bit for him in the sense that they weren't, considered a top 2 school, but I would put them right up with Tennessee and Notre Dame. But I would like, if I were a Notre Dame fan, I would like where the Irish stand right now. He told me he wants to announce you can read the full quote in the story, but his announcement is not too far off at this point. And Trey did want to get to this comment from Andrew.
yeah, 6'4", 180. Do you think he is considered a pocket passer? And he says in the comment too, it starts to seem like they're recruiting that type of quarterback with Menchie and Carr. Is pro style, something that works better? And is this the kind of guy that's going to fit into that?
Yeah, I have pretty strong feelings about this. Trey, I know you just love when I have strong feelings about something just pop off like I did about that whole NIL thing.
Rants. I mean, it's
what we're here for. The show. I mean, my name's right in the show headline. So,
yes.
Like if you go to like a website like Rivals, unless they changed it, they have pro style quarterback and dual threat quarterback. ESPN, I think, has pocket passer and dual threat. Why? I would love to know why. Like, I remember in like playing like NCAA 13, maybe it was like 12 or 13. The big thing that year was like the different styles of offense. Are you going to run a spread? Are you going to run a 5 wide? Are you a pro style? Are you going to run the triple option? Nowadays, these offenses are pretty much all the same. Are there intricacies that are a little bit different? Sure, but these offenses are all the same, Trey. Everyone's running a spread. Everyone, their quarterback needs to be able to move. Will you have your jack cone here and there? Sure. But all these quarterbacks need to move. There's no pocket passer. There's no dual threat. Every quarterback needs to be able to move. I mean, look at Notre Dame's roster. Sam Hartman, yeah, pocket passer, he can move a little bit, right? Steve Angeli, pocket passer, he can move a little bit. Kenny Minchie, pocket passer, he can move a little bit. Look into the future. CJ Carr, pocket passer, he can move. Can maybe Deuce Knight run better than the rest of them? Sure, but like you're a pocket passer who can also run. That is where the game is at right now. You're not being like, oh, I want to recruit a quarterback who is just going to stand in the pocket and not run around. No one's doing that. And also no one's saying I need a quarterback who's just going to take one step back and then scramble out. I want to do no, like no one's doing that. You have to have both. And again, will you have some quarterbacks who just don't have the God-given ability to run very well? Sure. But you still need to be able to move around. Like you can't just sit there. You have to have at least some good pocket awareness, like a Brady. So a long way to say with Notre Dame, they're not saying, oh, we want only quarterbacks who can run a 4.7 plus. They're not. They want the best quarterback, and that's just that. So, man, 18 minutes in, I already gone on 2 rants.
No, please, this is
and I had some bacon. Told everyone what I was wearing.
Yeah. Well, it's been a fun start, and hopefully we get at least one more in here, but a couple of good ones, and extremely fair argument there, Mike. I mean, this is a game that is changing constantly, but a game that has certainly changed to the extent of where you kind of have to have a quarterback that has at least that awareness in the pocket, and the athleticism to make it happen there, because that's where we're at in 2023. But you saw it on the tape there. Deuce Knight is certainly that. So yesterday was his visit. Real quick, as we keep it moving here, since joining the Notre Dame staff in 2021 as defensive coordinator, what do you think was Marcus Freeman's biggest recruiting win? You posed this question pre-show, and I love it, Mike. I know we got the article here, so go check that out on Blue and Gold as well. What would you circle as the biggest recruiting win?
I love the ads. Sorry, this is a side note. For folks watching on YouTube, you can see the ad popping up on the right. Sometimes these ads, I'm like, I had Duke's mayonnaise pop up on ads for a long time, like those Google AdSense. I mean, sure, I like mayonnaise, but I don't know what I've searched that the people are like.
Trying to cover your tracks here, Mike. These are all Mike's favorite things on the right side of the page.
There's a NASCAR article you may also like. So I don't know why mayonnaise was popping up. I get all sorts of weird things, but this Atlanta United 2024 season ticket wait list, that is very specifically targeted for me, and I am on that wait list, by the way. But yeah, we always do this Mike versus Kyle article each week, and some of them I think are cool to kind of discuss on the show and dive in. So we made this article for you this week because I just thought it would be a good topic for for everyone to read. He went with Viliamu-Asa. Kyle Kelly did. And for me, it was Viliamu-Asa was in my top 2. And he mentioned Jayden Osbury would be a good choice. Jaden Greathouse, Jeremiah Love, CJ Carr. I think he left out Jalen Sneed. That would be another fantastic one. Well, I guess he meant head coach. So this was actually when he's the head coach. So he was DC when he got Jalen Sneed. But so since he got to Notre Dame in 2021, like you said, Trey, Jalen Sneed is definitely up there as well. But for me, it's gotta be CJ Carr. Oh, you got a friend. You got a friend in the background. Yeah, it's got to be CJ Carr, Trey. I mean, it's the quarterback.
I kind of like the KVA take, though. If I'm going to be honest, Mike, I think you might have a point there, but I want to hear the reasoning for Carr.
Yeah, and this is what I wrote. I will read what I put. Notre Dame had one of the best linebackers we've seen at the college level a little over a decade ago in Manti Te'o, and the Irish still lost. I forgot to write which game. I'm an idiot, but I wrote the Irish lost the BCS National Championship game against Alabama 42-14. And I wrote to take the next step from getting to a national title game or a playoff matchup to winning one of those monumental matchups, Irish need a quarterback. Like Notre Dame's quarterback in that BCS championship game, 200-something yards, touchdown or pick. Like it wasn't a great performance. Notre Dame needs a truck, not a trailer at the quarterback position. So for me, like this, yeah, Kingston is hugely important, not trying to discount that. But for Notre Dame to win a national title, they need a Carr, a Minchie, a Hartman, an Angel. They need that guy to take them to a national title. Like if Notre Dame has that dude, that first round pick at quarterback, it matters less who the middle linebacker is, But if you just have a above average middle linebacker, or excuse me, if you have that elite linebacker, but then just a decent quarterback, that above average quarterback, then what's going to happen is that national title game. I mean, Notre Dame did run into an absolute bus on Alabama, but like, I just think that elite quarterback and getting CJ, like that's so important, but also the recruiting win of Carr, who's his grandpa? So you went into Ann Arbor and stole away Lloyd Carr's grandson.
Yeah.
And people might want to say, oh, some of his offers, those schools might have cooled on him. Let's stop moving the goalpost. He had the offers. Okay. He did. And he picked Notre Dame. So
one might say that, you need a car and not just a trailer. But I like your one quote, Mike. We need to put it on a card. CJ Carr, huge win. And when we started this show, we talked about the lack of quarterback recruiting that had gone on. But I like both takes. Go check that article out, guys. The Mike versus Kyle on blueandgold.com. Always fun stuff there. I love seeing it on the shows as well. So got to keep it up. Let's keep it rolling here, Mike. And before we get to our next topic, let's talk about Augies. Augies Locker Room has been a longtime sponsor of this show. And like I mentioned earlier, we had the chance to talk to Andy Ludicky of My Perfect Franchise earlier. And I love getting to meet, directly with the people that sponsor our shows, because you kind of understand how much they care about their product. And Augie is right there as well. Augie's Locker Room gives you a personal way to customize your Notre Dame man cave, to help you share the love for Notre Dame with maybe somebody special in your life, a birthday coming up, a special event, something you want to celebrate with. Go to Augie's Locker Room and find something special to make that happen. We see it here. We got all kinds of Santa Clauses. We got snowmen. Looks like we might be in the holiday section here. So maybe if you're looking ahead to the holiday season, there's something that stands out to you as well. Augie's Locker Room is the best in the business when it comes to Notre Dame memorabilia, one-of-a-kind items. We got the mugs going on here. They have one-of-a-kind Rockne-style sculptures, signed jerseys, flags from the stadium. Stuff, like I said, guys, you're just not going to find anywhere else. And maybe you go somewhere else, you see something you like that is not already at Augie's. Augie's going to go out and he is going to find it for you because he is the best in the business. I'm not just saying that. AugiesLockerRoom.com. or you can go to 574-277 Indy. Find them online as well at augieslockerroom.com. Go check them out in person, 1811 South Bend Avenue. That's 574-277 Indy, augieslockerroom.com, or 1811 South Bend Avenue. I wonder if we can get a discount on those ornaments now in July here, Mike. But some really cool stuff on there today. I like
And
those helmets too.
I've met Augie. He's a great dude. Great dude.
That's what I've heard. So go check him out, guys. Go see him, 1811 South Bend Avenue. As we keep it rolling here, Mike.
I got a couple comments. So Andrew makes a fine point, like you don't see a difference between what Notre Dame does with Gus Malzahn, Hugh Freeze, Chip Kelly. Like my point is that you get the best quarterback and then you work your offense around him. That's it. Like Chip Kelly revolutionized the spread. That was 12 years ago. What's Chip Kelly doing now at UCLA? I mean, it's just a run-of-the-mill Pac-12 program. I mean, I think UCLA's maybe done a little bit better, but they're not the UCLA that when I was growing up. So, my point is you get the best quarterback. You don't, for the most part, especially at Notre Dame, you're not being like, oh, we want this specific style of quarterback. No, you get the best guy. And if Notre Dame did sign Lamar Jackson, then you incorporate some of what he does into your offense. But you're not recruiting just a Lamar Jackson like Chip Kelly. That's what he was doing at Oregon all those years, right? He was getting those styles like that. I just think that's not as prevalent anymore, if that makes sense. Like you just go get the best guy.
Yeah, so that's not something that just happens. I mean, if you can, yes, but I don't think that's a style issue. Any other comments before we move it on, Mike? I know we got some good ones so far.
No, we're about to talk visit weekend, and dude, we have close to 30 recruits visiting Notre Dame this weekend. So I am just pulling up profiles of a few that I want to highlight. You'll have to find the full list of blue and gold. But some interesting players coming to campus this week. I'm pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge weekend, which is the theme of this summer. All these weekends are big. Sunday, I know, is kind of the big visit day. Who are the top names, if you had to highlight a few?
All right, I'm going to do 6. And we've done a lot of good coverage about this recruiting weekend for blue and gold. Kyle Kelly and I are really excited to, have all the reports on these kids and who's visiting and all that good stuff. And folks, please do hit that thumbs up on the channel. Subscribe for more content. Got to throw that out there real quick. A wide receiver about this from Chicagoland. Talon Taylor's coming to town. Geneva Community, number 68 overall player, number 11 receiver. Second visit to Notre Dame. The Irish are, Andrew knows. He knew exactly where we were going with this. I hear he's very excited about this trip. It's a big one. 2025 class in Chicago is really good. And a few of those guys, Chris Burge is visiting this weekend. Gabe Kaminsky, some defense. Like there's big time defensive linemen from 2025. Chicago and defensive linemen here lately has really been impressive, especially. But at this receiver position, Talon Taylor, this is a big one for the Irish. She's at top of the board target in 2025. And someone who's really exploding in terms of his recruiting process. Georgia offered him. That's kind of a gold standard offer right up there with Alabama, who's also offered him. Of course, you got Notre Dame and Michigan, Miami, Tennessee. So Talon Taylor visiting this weekend. Ike Taylor's son, Ivan Taylor, is on campus. I heard a few weeks ago he was looking. I actually heard right after Irish Invasion that he was going to come up for this weekend, and then in checking with sources about a couple weeks ago, I was still told that it wasn't locked in yet, but it is fully booked now. Ivan Taylor, again, Ike Taylor's son, former Steelers defensive back in the 2000s. Taylor is going to make a second trip to South Bend this summer, and Taylor was outstanding. He's listed as he's a top 100 player, number 8 safety per the industry ranking, Notre Dame's been recruiting him primarily as a cornerback. That's at least where they worked him out at for that Irish invasion camp in early June. So Ivan Taylor visiting. All the big Florida schools are after him, but Notre Dame looks to be in a pretty good spot early on for him. Owen Streebig, there's 3 big offensive line targets for the Irish visiting this weekend. Streebig, I believe, is ranked the highest from Catholic Memorial High School in Wisconsin. Never easy for the Irish to go into Wisconsin. The Irish landed Billy Schroff there in the 2022 class, but before that, it had been 20 years since Notre Dame signed a player from Wisconsin, which is just nuts. So, of course, the Badgers will be tough to beat for Streebig, but I think the Irish are out in front for him, and I think this is his 3rd visit to campus. Yeah, he visited in April for practice, was back on the 22nd. So 3 visits in 4 months. That's a pretty good, or 3 months is a pretty, no, 4 months is a good sign for the Irish. James Flanagan's back on campus, the son of former Notre Dame defensive tackle Jim Flanagan, making his way to South Bend, and I also believe this is his 3rd or 4th. Let's see, yeah, 4th. So he visited twice in the spring, and now James Flanagan back at Notre Dame. Interesting note here, Trey. Notre Dame was recruiting him as a tight end. Then they get Nate Roberts committed. But what does that mean moving forward at the tight end position? I think Notre Dame just wants 1 tight end in the class, but then, well, James Flanagan's this big-time legacy prospect. What do you do about that? It's my understanding the Irish are now recruiting him as an athlete because he's also a big-time defensive lineman. Notre Dame likes what he provides as a DN, so I do think it'll just be a matter of time. At least in my opinion, some of these legacy kids just don't want to, follow in father's footsteps. I get it. We've seen it happen. But I do think Flanagan ending up. Could you complete my sentence, Trey? I think he will end up on Notre Dame's.
And there it is.
There it is. I do like Notre Dame for James Flanagan as things stand. A couple more. Davion Dixon. This is a notable one. He's a Notre Dame commit. Was the first Irish commit in April for this 2025 class. He's picked up Ohio State, Georgia, I think 10 schools since committing to Notre Dame. This is his first visit back since committing, so I think it's important to note that. 6'3", 305 pounds. He was at a school called Beelan Jesuit Prep in South Florida. Now he's at Miami Palmetto. I don't know much about Miami Palmetto, but I think if you're in Notre Dame, you probably like your commits at the Catholic schools. I don't know how much of important that is to note, but it might just be a football reasons thing. But I don't know. I think that's at least it's at least worth noting. But yeah, getting Davion Dixon back up to campus, I think is important to keep him locked in and not thinking about those other schools. And speaking of a legacy, doesn't get much bigger than Jerome Bettis' kid. Jerome Bettis Jr., 2025 wide receiver, 6'3", 185 pounds. Pretty big dude. Yeah, the Irish look good there as well on 3. Recruiting prediction machine believes that this thing is heavily trending towards the Irish. So again, that's 6 names, Trey. A lot more on campus. It's going to be a busy weekend.
It's going to be a busy weekend. It's going to be a fun weekend, though. A lot of these legacy guys coming to campus, a lot of big names, and all the coverage at blueandgold.com throughout the weekend as well. Any leftover questions we want to get to here as we wrap it up?
Well, let me scroll through.
Like Mike said, 1 click.
Yeah.
Like
well, Joe Bro's question earlier about the using us for. Is he using us for offers? I don't like he said, and I thought it was an NIL thing. I don't know what that means. It wasn't meant as an NIL question. Is the kid truly interested in coming to Notre Dame with officials being unlimited now? You can't take officials until the spring, so I'm not sure what that has to do with it. Is he truly interested in coming to Notre Dame? Yeah, my friend from the DMV. You heard what I said. I think Notre Dame is up there with anybody. I think he's truly interested in Notre Dame. Yes, I certainly do. But yeah, someone made a comment. We can't get beat by BC for Kirby Lambert. I posted this on the Blue and Gold message board today. That's where all the information goes first. So please do subscribe. $1 for 1 month. Someone asked, or I guess someone reported that Lambert was visiting Boston College this weekend or this week. I mean, he might, but I asked different people and was told he's not. So I still like Notre Dame for Kirby Lambert, the elite offensive tackle from Massachusetts.
Yeah, gotta follow the visits. Maybe that one's real, maybe not. We're gonna have to see on the other side of the weekend. As we wrap it up here, Mike, just your final thoughts. I think this is our last episode of the month of July. Great comment section today, and we thank you guys for being here. Anything else you got for him, Mike, as we wrap it up?
Yeah, I heard today that today's the 28th. Or in a couple days, there's going to be like an interesting social media push for Notre Dame recruiting. I think that'll be interesting. So you heard it here first.
Huh?
Maybe, I don't know if someone else has posted it, but or reported about it. But so I think that'll be interesting. Let's see. Yeah, big recruiting day on Sunday. August, whole month of August is a dead period. And then you get into September visits. So we're transitioning, from this 2024 rush of commitments to wrapping up the 2024 class, focusing on these big 2025 prospects. The Ohio State game on September 23rd might be the biggest recruiting weekend I've ever covered in my 4 years on the beat. So that might be huge. So many high quality recruits are going to come up for that game. So yeah, it'll be fun getting into the fall. I'll be traveling and seeing all these Notre Dame targets and commits. So it's football season, Trey. So it's a good time.
Is it here? Can we say it officially?
Dude, football's here.
You arrived.
Football's here. When I'm done editing, or I'm sorry, when we're done with this, I'm gonna start editing, clips that our guys took from practice today. Like, it's just, it's balls to the wall. All right, one more thing. I don't like the Pac-12. I think the Pac-12 is terrible. I don't know what's wrong with the Pac-12. It's frustrating to me because I like when the entire country. I know I just said I don't like the Pac-12, but I do love the Pac-12, and that's why I hate it right now. I like when the entire country is good at football. Like, I want Boston College to be relevant. I want the Northeast to be good. I want the Southeast, Midwest, the DMV for my boy Joe Bro. Like, give me, I want Oregon to be good and Washington. I want it everywhere. Like, I like when college football is not just the SEC dominating. So Colorado, the Big 12, like, Pac-12, man. USC, UCLA are leaving. Oregon left too, right? Is Oregon going to the Big 12?
Well, pretty much. Oregon, Washington.
They're leaving too.
Gone. Probably the conference is done. I mean,
yeah, at this point, I think the Pac, whatever's left of the Pac, needs to just join the Big 12.
Yeah, or the Mountain West. Split up and
just make their own irrelevant super conference of 20 teams.
Exactly. And San Diego State knocking on the door to become a Power 5 school. Now it's
I remember when TCU became a Big 12 program. I'm like, TCU, little old TCU. So, I mean, those things, and now TCU just played for national championship game. Didn't go well, but so don't sleep on a San Diego State. But also, if we're gonna start talking, oh goodness, like San Jose State.
Since in the Big 12, Cincinnati, these are Power 5 schools now, Mike.
That's crazy, dude. I guess San Jose State, I think, just had a pretty good year. But so sorry for this throwing shade at, astray at San Jose State. But my point being, it's like when Notre Dame signs, low 3-star guys, everyone's like, oh, Notre Dame's reaching. Like, now you're a conference, you're reaching for some programs. Like, but yeah. Dude, college football's crazy, and Notre Dame's still the belle of the ball. Just sitting, just chilling in Independence, and any conference would be over the moon to add Notre Dame.
Will they ever?
Ever? Dude, ever's a long time. So yes, I would say if you're gonna say in the history of college football, will Notre Dame end up in a conference? Yeah, probably.
Hey, before all of this madness said, before all the conference realignment and this crazy period of time in college football, will they join a conference? Let's put 2030 as the cap on it. Or you think independent for at least the foreseeable future?
I will add, this is just my opinion. I'm the recruiting guy. I don't really ask sources about conference realignment with Notre Dame. We're midway through 2023. I would say it's not. I mean, it's not like, oh, we're joining a conference. We have to wait 2 years. I mean, they could just join, right?
Yeah, I mean,
So I maybe. How about maybe? I don't know, dude. I would guess not, but maybe.
I think I'm with you. I think not for at least now with the way TV lines up and everything. But hey, this is a crazy, wild, fun, I think, time with the
Dude,
way it shakes out.
just think about Notre Dame in the Big Ten.
Oh my God. It would be
I mean,
crazy.
Notre Dame playing USC now for conference title on the line.
Michigan.
Getting Ohio State, getting Michigan. Michigan State rivalries back. Notre Dame playing Penn State. Oh my God, that would be amazing.
Incredible.
Just those matchups guaranteed.
Be amazing. Be amazing.
Just from a football standpoint.
But we're not there yet. We're not there yet. We're going to see what it looks like. Oklahoma, Texas making the move to the SEC, the Big 12 adding some folks as well here. And of course, the Big 10, USC still like coming along. But this is Notre Dame football recruiting, and we're excited for a huge weekend with it all going down here. Go check out blueandgold.com for all the coverage on it. Going to be following all these visits, Big Sunday. And check us out on Twitter, on the social medias as well. As we wrap it up here. For Mike Singer, my name is Trey Kennedy. Thank you all for being here. Hit that like button one more time as we close it out, and subscribe for more. We're going to be back next Friday. Big shout out to Bird Dogs and to Augies Locker Room as well for their support as always. We'll see you next week, everybody. Have a great weekend, and let's go Fighting Irish.